Now we will work with the book Spotlight 7 and 8. So let's start. Mexico City, capital city of Mexico, continent North America, population 20 million, language Spanish, currency peso. Mexico City is one of the world's largest cities. It has got beautiful old buildings, green parks, museums, and an exciting nightlife. It's a great place to visit. 9 million people visit it each year. Many people live in beautiful houses with gardens. Others live in blocks of flats near the city center. Mexico City is a difficult city to drive in because of the heavy traffic. The city's fantastic metro network, however, has 11 lines and is very cheap. There are hundreds of buses, trolley buses, and paseros, minibuses too. In their free time, Mexicans shop at colorful street markets. They also enjoy going to the cinema and theater. They even have street parties. Football and horse racing are the most popular sports. The people of Mexico City are very friendly. The food is excellent too. The restaurants serve delicious local food like tortillas and frijoles, beans. The Person I Admire by Jenny Smith. The person that I admire the most is scientist Stephen William Hawking. He was born on 8th January 1942 in Oxford, England. Stephen is famous for his work on the basic laws of the universe. He is also famous for the way he copes with having motor neuron disease, MND. Stephen studies physics at University College Oxford. He was diagnosed with MND while still at university. Stephen slowly lost control of his muscles and eventually he couldn't walk. Despite this, he finished his studies, got married, and started a career at the university. Some years later, he lost his voice completely. Unfortunately, he was in the middle of writing a book at the time and suddenly had no way to communicate other than blinking. Today, a computer system on his wheelchair enables him to speak. Of his many books, A Brief History of Time is Stephen's bestseller. The reason I admire him is because he is very intelligent and brave, and he never gives up on life. When I think of him, I know that anything is possible as long as you really want it and work hard to achieve it. Online or in class. Many people believe that there won't be any schools in the future. Instead, students will learn at home with the help of a personal computer and the internet. It is true that technology plays a big part in learning today. In many parts of the world, students use personal computers to write their school assignments and keep notes of lectures. What's more, students go online to look up useful information or do an online course. However, computer will never be able to replace teachers. Teachers motivate their students, help them out with difficult tasks, answer their questions, and give clear explanations. Moreover, teachers show young children how to behave and act as role models for them. To sum up, technology can help students learn things. Unfortunately, it cannot offer them the inspiration and support that teachers can. Foreign Language Club. Do you speak any languages besides Russian? Do you need practice speaking your second language? Come and practice speaking your foreign language in a friendly and sociable atmosphere. Meet new people who share the same interests. Go on trips and attend cultural events. Learn about jobs and careers where you can use your skills in other languages. Breaking the ice. Okay, sorry about that. The new girl in your class seems very interesting and you would like to get to know her better. The guy at the skate park does some amazing tricks and you would like him to show you how. But whenever the opportunity to talk to them comes up, you can't think of anything to say. Your palms sweat, you blush, and you look away. Whether you're starting a new school, going to a party where you don't know anyone, or want to approach a person you fancy, you often need to break the ice in order to start a friendly conversation. Breaking the ice means saying or doing something to stop feeling shy or uncomfortable around someone you don't know very well. The reason you feel this way is that you don't know how the other person will react, but don't let it get you down. You shouldn't worry. Almost everyone feels uncomfortable when they first meet other people. If you feel this way, the following tips can help you out. Smile. When you smile, people think you're friendly and easy to talk to. They are also very likely to smile back and help you feel more comfortable about starting a conversation. Develop passions. The best way to have interesting conversations is to be an interesting person. Get involved in activities and talk about them. Make sure you have something to add to a conversation. Be positive. Everybody likes to be around happy people. Try to always look on the bright side of life and to see something positive even in negative situations. People will enjoy your positive energy and benefit from it. Also, be confident. If you like yourself, others will probably like you too. Be a good listener. Develop listening skills. Don't take over the conversation and don't only speak about yourself. Ask other people questions about themselves too. This way, they'll know you're interested in them. Get out there. Don't avoid being around new people just because you feel uncomfortable. If you stay in a situation, you'll get used to it. It's not easy, but it's worth it. After all, the other person may want to talk to you as well, but be too shy to break the ice. She was born in 1975. She's an actress. She's very beautiful. She's tall and thin with long, dark, straight hair and green eyes. She's generous and energetic. She likes traveling and seeing different parts of the world. She played Lara Croft. Who is she? Department store, shopping mall, flea market, bazaar, car bus car boot sale. Mistakes that worked. Have you ever made a mistake that actually turned out to be something good? Believe it or not, a lot of things we use every day were a result of accidents. Here is one of these amazing stories. Scottish scientist Alexander Fleming had been experimenting with bacteria for a long time before he made his most important discovery in 1928. Being a very sloppy scientist, he used to leave his culture plates all around his messy lab and then forget about them. One day he noticed that there was some mold on one of the bacteria samples he had left by an open window. He took a closer look and saw that there was something around the mold. This made him realize that the mold was able to destroy harmful bacteria. He had discovered penicillin. Since then, his discovery has helped millions of people around the world recover from illnesses. Infant, baby, toddler, child, teenager, adult, senior citizen. Read the extracts. What is each person's problem? What other problems do you think a teenager can have? On Claire Helpline. I'm new at school and very shy. Recently, some older kids have been bullying me by saying nasty things about the way I look. I'm afraid that if I speak to any other teachers, things will get worse. I keep missing school because of it. How can I put an end to all this? I got bad marks in my exams, and now my parents want me to quit the football team. Football's all my life. Help. I don't like the way I look. I hate the pimples on my skin, and I have gained a lot of weight. What can I do? I want to go on holiday this summer. My parents say it is too expensive and I'm too young to go on my own. Any advice? Read the texts, match them to five of the pictures. Which words helped you? Our planet is getting hotter and hotter. This causes changes in climate. Sea levels are rising, ice caps are melting, animals and plants are dying. If we try, we can reduce the greenhouse gases that we put into the atmosphere, which make the earth warmer. We can save on electricity by turning off the lights when we don't need them. We can also save energy by taking the bus, riding a bike, or walking. Every little bit helps. In some countries, there are just too many people to feed. It hardly rains so crops can grow and animals die. Countries should help by sending food, tools, and other things to help these people have better lives. In some families, everybody has to work or there won't be enough food to eat. Government should support these families. They should also set up schools so children get an education that will help them find jobs when they are older. Animals' habitats are being destroyed. Also, lots of people hunt even when they are not allowed to. Government should protect areas where animals live and hunters should be sent to prison. Use the phrases to fill in the gaps. Check in Appendix 3, explain them in your language. To feel under the weather, to save up for a rainy day, to be on cloud 9, to see which way the wind blows, to be a bolt from the blue. What can we do to reduce traffic in our city? Heavy traffic is one of the most serious problems that our cities have to deal with nowadays. What can we do then to reduce traffic in our city centers? To begin with, it is important to improve public transport and to encourage people to use it to commute to work and to school. The result would be fewer cars in the city and consequently fewer traffic jams. Another solution would be to encourage people to participate in car sharing programs. This means several employees would share one car to work instead of each coming in their own car. Again, this would reduce the number of cars on the streets. Finally, it would be a good idea to create more cycling lanes. If this was done, people would be encouraged to cycle instead of taking their car. To sum up, there are many ways to reduce traffic in the city. Applying just some of these ideas would result in a lot less traffic in our cities. Become a host family. Are you a warm, welcoming, and open-minded family? Would you like to contribute to global peace and understanding? Explore the differences and discover similarities between cultures? Develop a lifelong friendship. The Center for Cultural Interchange invites you to join thousands of families in playing hosts to exchange students from 30 different nations. Get in touch with us 573-261-0455 cci at aol.com. We set aside some money for a specific, sorry, we set aside some money for a special holiday and I decided to go on a 6 week trip around Australia. When I arrived in Sydney, the summer was really setting in and it was getting really hot. Dad rented a jeep and we set off the next day to discover the outback. I was excited. On that first day, the jeep just stopped and we had to call for help. They took hours to come and this set us back a bit, but we were happy just to go there. Anyway, the next 6 weeks were perfect. We loved it. Adventure holidays. Try something different every day. Feel the excitement of adventure sports. Variety of water sports available. Equipment available for hire. Experienced instructors. Call us at 0597 525252. What advice would you give to a foreigner visiting Russia for the first time? When visiting someone's home, if you are if you are invited to someone's house for dinner or for a visit, you should remember to take a gift with you. This can be a cake, a box of chocolates or sweets, a bunch of flowers, or a bottle of wine. If there is a small child in the family, you should also buy him or her a small gift. If you decide to take flowers, give an uneven number. You should dress casually for dinner in someone's home. When you arrive at the house, you will be asked to remove your shoes and put on a pair of house slippers called topki. Whenever you go to someone's house, it's polite to compliment the host. In Russia, though, try not to compliment anything specific because the host may want to give it to you. Also, make sure that you don't cross your legs so that the sole of your foot is showing or put your feet on the furniture. This is very bad manners and will offend people. When it comes to food and drink, you should never refuse anything that is offered. This is also very bad manners. Finally, don't forget to thank your host. When traveling, on public transport, as in most countries, it is polite to give your seat to someone who needs it more than you, such as mothers with children or elderly people. Also, make sure your feet remain on the ground and don't show the soles of your feet to anyone or put your feet on the seats. Eating on public transport is bad manners. The usual way for men to greet each other on the street is to shake hands. First, though, they will take off their gloves. It is very bad manners for men to shake hands while wearing gloves no matter how cold it is. If you are a male traveling with a female, you should carry her bags and open doors for her. You should also leave vehicle first so you can offer your hand to help her get out. What other social etiquette advice would you give to a foreigner visiting Russia? Tell your partner. What other rules of social etiquette can you think of? Write a short article similar to this one and send it to Spotlight on Russia. Russians have been exploring space since the 1950s and achieved a number of historic breakthroughs, but it all started much earlier. Three men in particular stand out as space exploration heroes. Konstantin Tsiolkovsky. Tsiolkovsky was known as the father of human spaceflight. He was a rocket scientist, an inventor, and a pioneer in space research. His work contained the designs for rockets with thrusters, airlocks, multi-stage boosters, satellites, spacesuits, and even a system for providing food and air to a space colony. He was a main light years ahead of his time, and it is thanks to him that Russia was the first nation to cross the final frontier. Sergei Korolev. He was a scientist and a rocket engineer that put the first satellite, Sputnik 1, into space in 1957. He was also the person responsible for Sputnik 2, putting the dog Laika into space and landing the first probe, Luna 2, on the moon. Most of all, he was the person in charge of the Vostok and Vashod space programs, which successfully put the first man in space in 1961, allowed the first spacewalk, and led the way for all-man spaceflight after that. Korolev was a legend in his own time and in ours. Yuri Gagarin. He was the first human to go into space and the first man to orbit the Earth on 12th April 1961 in Vostok 1. The cosmonauts' first and only spaceflight lasted 108 minutes, but will be remembered forever. He became an ambassador for Russia, traveling the world and telling people of Russian achievements in space. As students and visitors to Russia, it almost goes without saying that we're always interested in learning more about Russian schools. In Russia, children go to school at the age of 6 or 7. They spend 4 years at primary school, 5 years at secondary school, and 2 years at senior school. School normally starts at 8:30 a.m. and finishes at 3 p.m. Though this may vary slightly from though this sorry though this may vary slightly from school to school. Young students have 3-4 lessons a day, and older students have up to 7 lessons a day. This means that the school week can be either 5 or 6 days long. In large cities where there are a lot of students attending the same school, there are sometimes separate morning and afternoon sessions. There are usually around 20-30 students in a class. There is a wide range of school subjects for students aged 12 to 17. These include Russian, literature, maths, including algebra and geometry, history, social science, biology, geography, physics, ICT, chemistry, and others. English is the main and most popular foreign language, although students can also learn Spanish, German, or French. Almost all classes involve the use of computers and media technology. Some schools may specialize in certain subjects, maths and science, for example. There are also vocational schools that train students in a specialized profession, such as music or dance, alongside their usual lessons. The school year is usually divided into 4 terms with 3 breaks. School starts on 1st September and finishes on 31st May. The summer holiday starts on 1st June and lasts for 3 months, but Year 9 and Year 11 students take their exams in June. The Russian national exam is an innovation as a final exam for school leavers. It's a national test combining school leaving exams and entrance exams to universities. So we can finish with that book. Thank you for listening.